Welcome to the Speak Uneasy, a safe space where cancel culture does not exist because we are in a different prohibition era.
I've got the alcoholic blues. No more beer, my heart to cheer. Goodbye, whiskey, you used to make me frisky. So long, highball, so long, gin. Oh, tell me when you're coming back again. Blues, I've got the blues since the amputated my blues. Lordy, Lordy, war is well. You know, I don't have to tell. Oh, I've got the alcoholic blues, some blues. Prohibition, that's the name. Prohibition drives me insane. I'm so thirsty, soon I'll die. I simply grind, evaporate, I just that dry. I wouldn't mind to live forever in a train if my thirst had only let me quench, and not with Bevo or ginger ale. I want real stuff by the
You're very exceptionary. No dictionary can define what's genuinely indescribable. Very exceptionary. No ordinary phrase can capture you. Now some might say that you're tremendous. You are so much more stupendous, so magnificent, so magnanimous. If we voted, it'd be unanimous. Very exceptionary. This temporary phrase we'll have to do. It's true for my very exceptionary you. You're very exceptionary. No dictionary can define what's genuinely indescribable. Very exceptionary. capture you. Now some might say that you're tremendous. You are so much more stupendous, so magnificent, so magnanimous. If we voted, it'd be unanimous. Very exceptionary. This temporary phrase will have to do, it's true, for my very exceptionary, for my very exceptionary you.
Good evening, and welcome to another episode of the Speak Uneasy. Or actually, you know what? Welcome to another episode of This Is News. I'm sorry. I got the shows mixed up there for a minute. With your host, The Bartender. So before we begin, let's go ahead and go to the random read of the night. Tonight's random read comes from the first book of Thessalonians, chapter 2, verses 13 through 20. This one's entitled Paul's Glory and Joy. For this cause also thank we God, without ceasing, because when ye received the word of God, which ye heard of us, ye received it, not as the word of men, but as it is in truth, the word of God, which effectually worketh also in you that believe. For ye, brethren, became followers of the church of God, which in Judea are in Christ Jesus. For ye also have suffered like things of your own countrymen, even as they have of the Jews, who both killed the Lord Jesus and their own prophets, and have persecuted us. And they please not God, and are contrary to all men, forbidding us to speak to the Gentiles, that they might be saved, to fill up their sins alway. For the wrath is come upon them to the utmost. But we, brethren, being taken from you for a short time in presence, not in heart, endeavored the more abundantly to see your face with great desire. Wherefore we would have come unto you, even I, Paul, once and again, but Satan hindered us. For what is our hope, or joy, or crown of rejoicing? Are not even ye in the presence of our Lord Jesus Christ at his coming? For ye are our glory and joy. Once again, this random read comes from the first book of Thessalonians, chapter 2, verses 13 through verse 20. This one's entitled Paul's Glory and Joy. Man, that read right there is an amazing read. I mean, I have to admit, the reads that I've been picking out for the past few days has just been on spot with a lot of things that's been going on around the world. So I love doing these random reads. I really do, because when the message hits, and my mind is blown. Good evening, Casual Gigi. Nice to see you out there at the bar this evening. It's Ammo. Thank you for coming by, my friend. Thank you so much. Unfortunately, I'm not going to have a co-host tonight. If you guys were expecting Mr. C to be here tonight, I guess he's still not feeling good. And I finally got to talk to him yesterday, and because I wasn't sure, I kind of didn't talk to him for like a little bit more than a week, and I was kind of worried about him. But I'm still worried about him because he's feeling sick. But at least I know he's doing as good as he can be. So I will be praying for that guy after the show, and I was praying for him before the show. So big ups to my co-host. Hopefully he'll be here next week, Wednesday, so we can do this. Because to be honest, this show is not. This is new show without him. He's my counterpart to everything. So, all right. So let's go with the cocktail for tonight. It's gonna be a very easy one. I wasn't able to get any history on the cocktail that I'm gonna be making tonight. So the cocktail that we'll be making tonight is called Latin Lover. Latin Lover. So let's go ahead and start making this bad boy. I got me a brand new bottle of gold rum. This one's Bacardi gold rum. I've never had gold rum before. I've had white rum. I've had brown rum, or dark rum, I should say. But I've never had gold. So this should be interesting. All right, we're going to start off with an ounce of gold rum. I have my whiskey glass here. It's already been chilled, and there is a sphere ice in there already. So in goes the first ounce of the rum. And the next ingredient, this is very simple. It only takes two ingredients for this drink. The next ingredient that we're going to be putting in there is coffee liqueur. So it's an ounce. It's equal parts. It's just 1 ounce gold rum and 1 ounce of coffee liqueur. So let's go ahead and put that inside the glass. The rocks glass, I should say. So this is a highball. And if you guys don't know what a highball is, it's basically a drink that's made in the glass. The only thing we got to do here is we're just gonna stir. We're just gonna stir the. You don't stir it vigorously. You just give it a little bit of a gentle stir around the sphere glass here, or the sphere rocks glass, I should say, and just to mix the alcohol in there. All right. Let's see. It's Amel says this guy never gets to pour the drink. I know, man. It's the video. I know. I apologize for the video. I mean, I'm still trying to find videos that I can use here that will. You know what? Let me change it. Let me change it. Here, let's express some oils in the drink before we present the drink on the video. That is. Yes, absolutely. Casual GG prayers for Mr. C. Absolutely. I would encourage everybody out there to please pray for him. I mean, I would, let me pray for him. Let me say a prayer for him live on the air. I really suck at prayers, which is the reason why I don't really like to pray, because I'm a very direct guy. I don't say a lot of articulate stuff. I just get to the point with God and glorify him. And anyhow, let's go ahead and close our eyes, bow our heads, and I will pray for Mr. C. My Father up in heaven, I pray to you tonight to please heal our brother, Mr. C, who has been feeling ill for the past week and some days. We pray that you bless him with the healing, and also to comfort him, and also to give him the strength to go through the whatever sickness he's going through. And I ask all this through your Son, Yeshua HaMashiach. Amen. All right. That's my prayer for Mr. C. All right. Now that I got this drink ready to go, it's Ammo. I wouldn't call myself I'm a home trained bartender. I kind of dabbled in cocktail making. It's been like years already. It's been like, I don't know, 5 years that I started dabbling in mixology. So I guess you can say I'm a bartender, but not a trained one. I mean, I've trained myself. So Let's go to this one. I like this video right here. Okay, so anyhow, here's to the Latin lover. Cheers, everybody. Man, that is a good. This is good. This is really sweet. This is a good dessert cocktail. It's called the Latin Lover. It's good. That's all I gotta say. It's good. You can definitely taste the coffee on that. It's like a really sweet iced coffee. The rum, like you can't really taste the rum there, but man, it's like a really, really sweet cold brew coffee. Oh man, I like this. I like it, but that's dangerous because I like it. Lucky for me, I don't drink much. I only drink on Wednesdays when I do this show. So, here's to the Latin Lover, everybody. All right, let's move on to the show. We got a full show ahead of us. We have 4 articles to review tonight, and I went all over the place as far as the topics go. But you know, I tried so hard to stay away from the alphabet community, but the agenda is being pushed so hard that it's hard to not find an article that has to pertain to them. But let's go ahead and I'll take you guys to the first one, which is pretty interesting if you ask me. All right, let me take us over here. Actually, no. Yeah, the first one right here. Actually, it's not interesting. I mean, it's kind of expected. All right, let's go right here. Here's our first article of the night that I was able to find. I got this from my go-to, stupid.news. Article was written back in June 16th of this year by Ramon Tomei. Article reads, leftist congressman and squad member, you guys know who the squad is, warns of civil war if Republicans win in 2022 midterms. Oh boy, here we go. We're dealing with a lot of children here, you know? We're dealing with a lot of children. A leftist congressman warned of a potential civil war in the U.S. in the event that Republicans win in the November 2022 midterm elections. Representative Jamal Bowman, Democrat from New York, issued this warning on June 11th during an appearance on the MSNBC program The Cross Connection. Bowman, a member of the squad, I didn't even know that they had a dude in the squad, composed of progressive Democrat lawmakers, same thing, told program host Tiffany Cross that a GOP victory would embolden, in quotes, some groups and put an end to the House Select Committee on January 6th attack. Was there really an attack? I don't think there was an attack. I think there was an attack on the people who went in there but didn't do anything. January 6th House Committee would cease to exist. Its findings would be completely suppressed and would not be admitted into further investigations while the GOP will be in power, he said. Bowman added that a GOP victory in the polls would also embolden Republicans. The far right and white why do they always have to put, quote, white nationalists with people who are Republicans or have conservative values? I don't get that. I don't see the equation. I really don't. The far right and white nationalists across the country to begin to believe that it is their time to not just take power in the House of Representatives, but also the Senate, the White House, and state houses across the country. This would then pave the way for them to, quote, impeach President Brandon as quickly as possible, and they will continue to find ways to impeach him going forward. We are dealing with children here, man. You know, this is a result of children not being disciplined. And this is what you get. You get a bunch of people who are entitled to do whatever it is they want. We've got to understand that this is a group radicalized by now they're just straight up lying, by the Great Replacement myth and many other things. They have been pushing for violence and even civil. Wait. No. I don't think conservatives and Republicans are pushing. No, they are not. It is the far left communist Democrats who are pushing for all this. They're the ones who are pushing for all this because they feel like they're entitled. They feel like they're entitled, and it's only when it's convenient for them that they will listen to the laws. This has gone out of control, man. You know, I think some of these people, they need to be whacked with a belt, man. They need to get swapped with a belt. They really do. Something that they missed when they were children, because their parents allowed them to do anything they wanted. And this is the result of it. So that is what's at stake right now in terms of this election. The progressive congressman is one of the 6 members of the squad, which are known for their far-left views in the lower chambers of... They're just a bunch of freaking spoiled children is what they are. They're children. They may look like adults, but they're children, man. Like, their mentality is they're children. Or either that, or they're part of the plan to destroy America within, which makes them evil. Which makes them very evil. They're of the devil. And that's just my opinion. They are definitely of the devil. The squad originally consisted of 4 Democratic congresswomen elected to the House in 2018. New York Rep... I don't want to say these people's names. I really don't. AOC, Minnesota Rep. IO, Michigan Rep. RT, and Massachusetts Rep. AP. And that's as close as I get to saying their name, man. I can't stand it. Bowman and Mississippi Representative Cori Bush later joined the squad when they were elected in 2020. Why would you want to be part of that kind of group? I mean, seriously, the group who's out to destroy America. This is crazy, man. This is so crazy. Conservatives rebuke Bowman, Dems on social media. Following Bowman's comments, conservatives took to social media to rebuke the far-left congressman and the Democratic Party. Some zeroed in on the Democrats' fears of a wipeout in the upcoming midterm elections. Bowman is now threatening okay, so I don't get it. So if he's going to threaten civil war, why isn't this guy getting in trouble? But yet, when conservatives say something that's not even close to ensuing violence or anything like that, then they get shadow banned, they get in trouble, and all of the above. This is a perfect segue to the next article that I have for you guys. It really is. I lost where I was at with the read. Okay, Bowman is now threatening. Okay, Managing editor Spencer Brown wrote in a tweet, "When this is the Democrats' case to voters, it's clear they have nothing to run on." Well, people are sick and tired of the whole racist stuff. They're sick and tired of the whole homophobe stuff. People, especially now with everything that's going on, that it's directly affecting us now, like the gas prices and the prices of food and everything else. Everything else is finally affecting us, that we don't care about that kind of stuff anymore. But honestly, I don't know, man. Like, I have a little opinion about this, about it might be too late, because I really don't know. But just my opinion, I think at this point, I think we're far gone, and I think that we're gonna have to endure some turbulence in this flight, if you get what I mean. Brown subsequently debunked the possibility of civil war floated by the New York congressman in a June 14th piece. Unsurprisingly, Democrats don't have much of a case to make ahead of the midterms, he pointed out. When 2/3 of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, what case is left for Democrats to make? Exactly what I just said. Vote for us or there will be civil war. They sound like a bunch of whiny ass kids, dude. They sound like a bunch of whiny ass kids who are spoiled, who are not getting what they want, throwing a temper tantrum. Oh, I'm going to do this if you don't do this. Really? It's those people who usually call out stuff like this. They're the ones who bark the most. They are the ones who bark the loudest. And you got to remember, people who you usually don't want to mess with people who don't do the barking. You don't. But these people are barking so loud. They wouldn't know what to do if it actually happened. They don't even know the basics of handling a gun, let alone they want a civil war. This is crazy, man. This is crazy, dude. You got a bunch of people who don't know a clue about handling your basic weapon, yet they're calling for something like this. This is nuts, dude. This is so nuts. Let me read on. It was radical leftists who laid siege to American cities, destroying lives, homes, and businesses. Yup, it sure was. It was all them. In the name of who? George Floyd? And all these other young people who committed crimes? It was the Democrats, including Brandon, who treated entire swaths of the country as the enemy for choosing not to get jabbed against the Charlie Victor 19. Now, I'm one of them, dude. I ain't getting that stuff, dude. Heck no. Did you guys know that insurance companies won't even cover you if you get affected by a side effect because it's an experimental drug? Did you guys even know that? Bet you guys, you probably did. But this is but yet, man, people still want to get it. Probably on their, I don't know, 5th, 6th, 7th one. Who knows? Brown added that Bowman falsely painted that Americans, quote, who want their neighborhoods and countries to be country to be safe from lawless individuals and who are looking to install a check on Brandon's power and agenda as racist bigots. That's all they got, man. It's all they can. It seems to me that if you disagree with these people, with the Democrats, automatically you're racist, man. Which it lessens the meaning of what that word is. I don't know, man. I don't know. Matt Vespa, townhall.com, senior editor, tweeted that the Democrats, quote, small defeat and can't handle it. Smell defeat and can't handle it. I'm sorry, not a small smell. Yeah, they're like a bunch of whiny ass kids throwing temper tantrums is what they are. And this is the result of not disciplining your children. This right here is the absolute result of lack of discipline for your children. Okay? Take a good look at that, everybody. Take a good look at that, because that's how they'll grow up to be. Keith and Kevin Hodge, also known as the Hodge twins, I like those guys, they're funny, meanwhile wrote, they're going to keep this up because they're afraid of losing. Nobody in their right mind wants, I don't, nobody wants in their right mind wants a civil war. Watch Owen Schroyer of InfoWars discussing Bowman's remarks about a potential civil war below. And once again, this came from stupid.news. Let me take you guys back to the bar here. Back to the old whiskey pour. Let me go back to the bar. All right. Let's see. Let us see. It's Animal says this article is trying to stir the pot. Not necessarily. I don't look at it that way. I think what they're displaying the behavior of these immature people who've been elected. I don't know how they got elected, man. Like, seriously, how did people elect children to run their own districts? That's crazy to me. The people who voted for them are the ones that worry me. Casual says they think they are privileged and entitled. Yeah, absolutely. And the reason for that is because it was a lack of discipline on the parents' part. You know, there's nothing wrong with telling your children no every once in a while, or maybe even more than every once in a while. It's okay to tell them no, because in real life, you don't always get what you want, or sometimes you can't even get what you need. So part of disciplining children is learning how to cope with things when they're not able to get what they want. So you can make so when they grow up, they can make a sound and mature decision on how to make it happen. You know? I don't know, man. I think problems like this could have been avoided a long time ago if the basics of parenting were implemented. But honestly, there are a lot of parents who are failures, and I'm not saying that I'm a perfect parent, but I sure as hell don't. I sure as hell know what kind of child I do not want. I sure as hell know what kind of child I do not want. And in order for me to mold my children into somebody who's not like that, then there's certain things I got to do. Do I enjoy doing them? No, I don't. No parent enjoys having to discipline their child. It breaks my heart to see my children cry, you know? When my son was younger, you know, when he would cry when I discipline him, and also my daughter now, it breaks my heart. It really does. But I know if I don't do what I'm supposed to do, then they're going to grow up to be even worse than people like that. Who have this entitlement of things. It's Amel says, I contacted my group term life insurance company, and they said they would cover it. But insurance companies are shady. They sure are, man. They sure are. Yeah, Casual. I've seen reports about that. I've seen reports about insurance companies not covering people who voluntarily take the experimental jab and suffer from side effects from it. They won't cover it because you voluntarily did it. It's Ammo says Elon Musk apparently is a failure as a parent. His kid is transitioning. Well, you know, that's a different topic. That's another topic. You know, I mean, when it comes to at least my household, I can only speak for my household and how I want my children to be molded. My children have to know the difference of it's basic biology. You know, a boy's a boy, a girl's a girl, and that's that. You know, a girl sits down when she pees, a boy stands up when he pees. So that's that. Now, what my children decide to do after they're grown, then I have no control over it. I may have a chance to kind of influence it, but I don't have control over it once they're adults. But, you know, this whole thing with children trying to figure out what they are, I mean, it shouldn't even be. It shouldn't. They shouldn't even have to be worrying about stuff like this. No, they shouldn't. Maybe in high school, I would say probably like sophomore year and above, probably. But I don't know, man. Like, when you're younger than that, do you really care about? Well, I gotta reword that, because some children are they mature faster than the others, and but generally speaking, like, there shouldn't be an issue about that at a young age. The only thing that children are worried about when they haven't hit the double digits yet, right? They just want to go out and play with their friends, man. You know? That's the only worry they have. Or playing video games. Of course, I kind of discourage that at home, because I just, I want my daughter to learn how to freaking interact with people in person. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Parents can do whatever I mean, Elon Musk, he can. Not saying that he's a failure as a parent, but hey, like, were you too busy making money as opposed to being grounded with your family, having dinner with them, and having conversations with your children? That's what I do. I try. Sometimes the conversation with my 10-year-old daughter is stupid because she's still a child, and to me, some of the things that she asked me, I'm like, dude, are you serious? Are you seriously asking me something as stupid as that? But then I'll entertain it because she's my daughter. And that's part of having a connection with your children is having that time to talk to them and stuff, They remember stuff. When they grow up, they're going to remember those little, like, stuff. They're going to remember little stuff about certain things. And if I can contribute to that to make her have a good memory of me, then I'm all in, It gets kind of irritating sometimes, because I'm like, dude, really? Do we have to talk about something that that's about children stuff? Like, I don't know. But that's just part of being a parent, a good parent. You make those memories. Anyhow, I'm going off in a tangent here. I'm getting off into a different subject when I should be continuing on the next article. Okay, so that article was kind of a segue to the next one, sort of. So let's go here, take you to the next one. And surprisingly, this one comes from whitehouse.gov. Would you look at that? Whitehouse.gov. Man, let me move this mic here. This was published on June 16th of this year. Let's see. Article reads, Memorandum on the establishment of the White House Task Force to address online harassment and abuse. You guys ready for this one? Ready for more foolery going on in this administration here? Memorandum for the heads of executive departments and agencies. Subject, establishment of the White House Task Force to address online harassment and abuse. You know, I think the only harassment and abuse is towards conservatives and Republicans right now. And Christians, of course. That's the only group of people that I see who are being abused. I mean, am I wrong about that? I mean, do you guys notice that too? Do you guys notice that it's only God-fearing people and conservatives and patriots who are? I mean, we're called every ugly name out there, like racist, all this stuff, you know. I don't know, man. White supremacist. Blows my mind, man. Blows my mind. And it blows my what blows my mind even more is that when you have a person of color who's conservative, they're being called a white supremacist, and that blows my mind from a white person. Oh, where are we now, man? Where are we now? And you know, honestly, these are the signs right now. This stuff happened back then. The days of old. These things happened before, and these are the signs of the second coming of Christ. My opinion. When you start seeing stuff like this, that's just totally like doesn't make sense to you, this is a sign of the second coming of Christ. So I hope that everybody out there is strengthening their spiritual relationship with God, man. I really do. I know I am. I still feel that I'm behind, though. Anyhow, let me continue on this thing. By the authority vested in me as president by the Constitution. No, what? Okay, that line right there, man. Let's just pretend. Everybody, let's just pretend that he is the president. Okay, let's just pretend. By the authority vested in me as president by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, and in order to improve efforts to prevent and address online harassment and abuse, it is hereby ordered as follows. The people who are calling God-fearing, patriotic, conservative people, they're the ones who are harassing us. Jeez, man. Section 1. Policy, technology, platforms, and social media can be vital tools for expression, civic participation. See, this is only when they can benefit from this, not from us. Not for us, but only for them. And building a sense of community, really? But the scale, reach, and amplification effects of technology platforms have also exacerbated gender-based I'm calling BS on this. Gender-based violence, particularly through online harassment and abuse. Online harassment and abuse include a broad array of harmful and sometimes illegal behaviors that are perpetrated through the use of technology. Women, adolescent girls, and the alphabet community plus individuals who may be additionally targeted because of their race, ethnicity, religion, and other factors. can experience more severe harms from online harassment and abuse. Online harassment and abuse take many forms, including the non-consensual distribution of intimate digital images, cyber stalking, which what they do all the time, sextortion, doxing, that's another thing they love to do. Malicious deep fakes, they like doing that. Gendered disinformation, they like doing that all the time. That's what it's all about. Rape and death threats. The online recruitment and exploitation of victims of sex trafficking and various forms of technology facilitated intimate partner abuse. In the United States, 1 in 3 women under the age of 35 reports having been sexually harassed online. And over half of the Alphabet Plus individuals reporting having been the target of severe online abuse. This is bullshit. It's more of the straight people being abused from that community, including sustained harassment, physical threats, and stalking in addition to sexual harassment. Globally, half of girls report that they are more likely to be harassed through social media than on the streets. Exactly. Because they're being harassed by people who say that trans women are women. I don't know, man. This is just blowing my mind right now. It's only when it's convenient for them. But when you use this against them, they're like, no, racist. Jeez, man. In the United States and around the world, women and... Okay, so what about men? Why aren't men part of this? They're painting men out to be monsters, dude. Like, seriously. Unless you're a trans woman, right? Men are not part of this. This is pretty sexist, if you ask me. And I'm not trying to be a little, you know what, about it, but I'm just saying that they're not including men in this. Okay? Men get harassed all the time too, from people of the alphabet community. Or how about gay men trying to harass straight men because they're trying to get with them? That's happened to me before. Many years ago. You know? But I never talked about it because it happened, but it didn't really bother me because I knew if that person was to cross the line with me, then I'm gonna beat him up, dude. I'm gonna have to take care of business if I have to. You know what I mean? Political leaders, public figures, activists, and journalists are especially targeted by sexualized forms of online harassment and abuse, undermining their ability to exercise their human rights and participate in democracy, governance, and civic life. Okay, why aren't men a part of this? Am I the only one who noticed that men are not a part of this? Online abuse and harassment, which aim to preclude women from political decision-making about their own lives and communities, undermine the functioning of democracy. Growing evidence also demonstrates that online radicalization, I wonder who those are. I wonder who the online radicals are, can be linked to gender-based violence, which along with other forms of abuse and harassment spans the digital and physical realms. Online harassment and abuse can result in a range of dire consequences for victims, from psychological distress and self-censorship to economic losses. Wait, hold on. I got to pause there. Let me finish this first. Disruptions to education, increase self-harm, suicide, homicide, and other forms of physical and sexual violence. Further, digital technologies are often used in concert with other forms of abuse and harassment, underscoring the urgency and addressing the interplay of in-person and online harms. More research is needed to fully understand the nature, magnitude, and cost of these harms and ways to address them in the United States and globally. Okay. So home base for me doing these shows is obviously Foxhole and Pill.net. I mean, I'm on other platforms as well, but home base for me is Foxhole and Pill.net. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because this platform was built because people were being demonetized. People's livelihoods were being taken away on another platform, Yankee Tango. So if they're writing this bill, I'm assuming this is some kind of bill, right? Or some kind of task force to I don't know, to uphold some kind of law here, then wouldn't Yankee Tango fall under that too, for ruining people's livelihood? Right? I'm just saying. But you know what? It's only when it's convenient for them. It's only when it's convenient for them, right? I need a sip. I need a drink, man. This is crazy town for me. I need a drink. I mean, I wasn't one of those people who were demonetized to begin with. I'm a small show. Like, you only see, I get surprised when I get more than freaking 7 people coming into my shows. I always get zeros on the other platforms, but hey, you know, I'm not, what I'm trying to say is that I'm not a part of that group who got demonetized on the bigger platform and all this stuff, because I've noticed it. I've noticed, and I remember that day where content creators that are here, like the bigger ones who used to be on those bigger platforms, when their channels just got cut, it just got shut, you know? I remember that. So I'm just saying, man, they write all this jargon stuff on this piece of paper, or they type it on the computer screen, however they do it. But yet, it's only when it benefits them that they care about enforcing these things. You know what I'm saying? I read on. Therefore, I am directing the Director of the White House Gender Policy Council and the Assistant to the President for National Security Affairs to lead an interagency effort to address online harassment and abuse, specifically focused on technology-facilitated gender-based violence, and to develop concrete recommendations to improve prevention, response, and protection efforts through programs and policies in the United States and globally. Section 2. Establishment. There is established within the Executive Office of the President the White House Task Force to address online harassment and abuse task force. Section 3, membership. A, the Director of the White House Gender Policy Council and the Assistant of the President for National Security Affairs, or their designees, shall serve as co-chairs of the task force. Bravo. In addition to the co-chair, the task force shall consist of the following members. Number 1, Secretary of State. Number 2, Secretary of Defense, and blah, 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 blah. The list goes on, right? The list goes all the way down. We start here from the Secretary of State, going all the way down here to where are we at? Where's that list? Where is that? Okay, so let me just look here. I'm streamlining this because it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. All it is, man, it's just there when it benefits them. Because if you're conservative and if you vote Republican or whatever, or if you're a Christian, a God-fearing Christian, or if you even are patriotic of this country, then you're deemed as the bad person or the racist. Jeez. Gosh. Oh my goodness, man. This is crazy, man. It's Ammo. Toast to you too as well, my friend. Toast to you, man. Cheers. Even to you, Mr. C. Even to you. Yeah, I don't feel like boring you guys with reading all this. I think we get I think we get it, but I think we get what this is all about here. This is just a CYA thing. This is just a CYA thing for the government to put out. But we all know that this is it. It doesn't apply to them. You know, it does not apply to them. It applies to us. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna end this article. Yeah, I'm gonna end this here because it's just gonna get me more upset. It's just gonna get me more and more and more and more upset. And to be honest, I think I'd want to interact with the people in the chat, just to get perspective. So let me take you guys back to the bar. I've had enough of this memo from the White House. We all know it's fake. It's all fake, man. And that's not a conspiracy either. Let's see here. How many people we have in the bar? It's showing like 10. I don't know. Well, cheers to you 10 people out there. Or I would say 9. I would say 8. I would say 8 because I got 2 computers on, one for monitoring, one each for monitoring purposes. One is a purely monitor, and the other one is for me to go back and forth with articles. So in actuality, there's only about 8, which is cool. I have people here, nonetheless. I shouldn't complain. Cheers to you as well, Casual Gigi. Cheers to you, Itzamo. I'm surprised you didn't offer up a toast. Oh, yeah, I usually don't do that. I really, we just can't kind of drink here casually. So I don't really like, offer up any toast or anything like that. Yes, we did do a toast for Mr. C though. We did do it. Hey, Golden Crisp. Nice to see you here. Good thing I came in now. I make people upset. Oh, you do? Well, I'm already kind of upset from the things that I'm reading here. I'm kind of upset with the things that I'm sharing here with the people in the bar. Because it's like a bad relationship, man. It's like a bad relationship when it's only a one-way street kind of thing. So, yeah. What is going on, Subpack Vet? That's my brother right there, man. My brother right there from Idaho. What is going on? Nice to see you here at the bar this evening. Let me drop my, before I go any further with the next 2 articles, let me drop my link tree here. If you can help the bartender out, follow me on social medias so I can expand the bar out more. It would be greatly appreciated. I mean, of course you can support the bar, gold pills or donations or whatever, even going to the merch store, which, I have to say, I'm working on another design for a shirt. So be on the lookout for that. Mind you, there's still a sale at the merch store, and the discount coupon for that is Bourbon 30. I don't know, it's been going on for months already. Maybe I might take that. I might stop it, and I mean, nobody's buying anything anyway. But if you guys can't financially support the bar, you can always follow me on social medias, or even just copy and pay, share the show, share it, help me grow, help me grow. So anyhow, let's go to the wait. Let me put my merch store out there too. The what you call it, the link. I've started this new clothing line called Blood for Truth on my merch store. So if you guys want to check that out too, because what it is I'm trying to pay homage to those who fought hard to get the Holy Scriptures out to the public. Because for so many years, I mean, if you guys know anything about Christian history or the Romanist history, there were a handful of really strong faith guys that fought hard. They fought hard to get the word of God out there to the public. And, I just thought that making a clothing line dedicated to them would be a great thing. So if you guys can check that, if you want to check it out, it's there on the merch store. Anyhow, let's get to the next article here. We're gonna shift gears here real quick. We're gonna shift gears on this one. I got upset from the first two. Now let's go to this one. This one is going to be a good one. Bam! And of course, I'm not too worried about this because I'm Asian. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this article comes from another one of my go-tos called Lad Bible. This one was published back in June 17th of this year, written by Jaden Collins. I'm surprised it wasn't an Asian guy who wrote this one. Article reads, Scientist warns men's penises are shrinking and it could have big effect on mankind's survival. I don't know, man. I mean, does the size really matter when it comes to having kids? I don't think it is. I mean, I've been successful with 2 already. I know, huh? Right, Golden Crisp? What bar has? It's all about that maraschino cherries, man. I like that maraschino cherries. Anyhow, speaking of maraschino cherries, I should have garnished it with maraschino cherries. I think maraschino cherries would go great with this cocktail that I made today. Oh man, I should have. Next time I probably will. All right. An award-winning scientist has made a shocking revelation that could shake humanity to its core. Penises are shrinking. Oh, like I said, man. I mean, I don't think I have shrinkage. It's self-explanatory, man. I'm Asian, dude. Like, ain't no shrinkage there, man. What's the saying? I'm a grower, not a shower. I don't know, man. Dr. Shayna Swan is. Why has it got to be a female doctor? Dr. Shayna Swan is one of the world's leading. Hold on. I'm sorry. I just read something. And I just had to laugh. All right. Okay. Dr. Shayna Swan is one of the world's leading reproductive epidemiologists, and her research indicates men are suffering from higher rates of erectile dysfunction. Okay, I think that there is a problem with erectile, not with me. My equipment works fine. Sometimes I think it works a little bit too good, especially that I'm in my mid-40s. erectile dysfunction and babies are being born with smaller junk. Okay, but I think okay. Here's my theory on that, and call me conspiracy theorist or whatever. I don't care, but I do believe that all the chemicals that are being put into food and everyday toiletries, water, I do believe that all the chemical stuff has an effect that way, and not to mention like your basic vaccinations too. I'm talking about the more updated ones. I'm not talking about back in the 70s or anything. I think the later vaccinations have stuff in them, man, that just, and there could be truth to that, because like I've noticed. Okay, and I'm not talking about junk sizes here, okay? I'm talking about the priority of the male species, okay? Now, this is something that I've noticed. And I'm making a comparison about how I was when I was younger as compared to my son, okay? And my son he's going to be 23 next month. So, here's two different, okay, so here's the comparison that I've been making since my son has grown. So I remember when I was younger, man, I used to chase girls all the time, man. Like I was all about trying to hook up with girls at a young age. I would say like 12 years old, 11 years old, something like that, man. I started having feelings for girls back when I was like second grade. And not only that, but I was always excited. Okay, so I learned how to drive when I was like 10 years old. And I learned how to drive a stick shift first. So back when I was younger, we got our driver's permits at 14 years old. At least in Guam, because that's what the law was back in Guam. Like I got my learner's permit at 14 years old, but at the same time, like I was sneaking my mom's car out, going for joyrides all the time. And my mom even did. She even to this day, she probably does know, but I would be so excited about drive. And then when I finally got my driver's license at 16, now I was in a hurry to get my driver's license. So fast forward all the way to the time when my son was eligible to drive. For one, he wasn't really excited about learning how to drive. And I've talked to old coworkers too that tell me the same thing about their children. Like they noticed that their children wasn't really excited about driving right away, or it was just not one of those things. And also, another thing that I've noticed, but granted, my son, he's really private about his life. He doesn't really share things with me. Like I would ask him, like when he was in high school, I would ask him, say, hey, so how's the girl situation? Is there any girl that you want to get with, or, is there anybody that do you have a girlfriend? Have you, are you trying to hook up, and because when I was in high school, shit, man, I was trying to hook up with as much girls as I could. And the only reason why I went to high school was because of two things. Well, actually three. I went to school because of sports, girls, and friends. That's it. I don't have any motivation to learn about anything. Which is probably, looking in hindsight now, is probably a good thing, because I'm not easily fooled into thinking, into believing what these people who are, quote, highly educated are bound to say to me. Like, I'm not gonna, like, yeah, you're full of shit, dude. I think I've learned living my life to know what's what and what's not, as opposed to you who hasn't even lived life you go to these colleges that brainwash the shit out of you, and this, that, and the other. So anyways, he would tell me like, oh no, Dad, like, and this was when he was in high school. He'd be telling me, yeah, Dad, just, it's not my priority right now. I'm like, what? I said, what do you mean it's not your priority? I mean, I told him like, dude, when I was in high school, I was all about trying to get laid, man. I'm not telling you to be a womanizer or anything, but man, like I was on the hunt to try to, get with somebody that I was even willing to say that I love him, even though I didn't love him, just to get it. But him, on the other hand, he was just telling me that it wasn't his priority. And I was surprised. I was very surprised. I was like, oh. And then I asked him, well, are you, I asked him, do you like the same? And he's like, no, Dad. I like women, I like girls, but it's just not part of my priority right now. Which kind of blew my mind because he, at first I was thinking, man, this is BS. Like he's feeding me some BS. But then when I observed everything that he was doing, like I told him not to go to college, and what did he do? He goes to JC. And no, he was setting himself up in a way where he can be successful. And apparently, unfortunately, like he was setting himself up to be a pilot by now, but unfortunately, because of the whole thing that happened back in 2020, and you guys know what I'm talking about, that he doesn't want to be he can't be a pilot because he doesn't want to take the freaking thing, But my point in saying all this is that I've noticed that different generations of like the younger generation boys, they don't like, I don't know, man. I don't know what it is. And I honestly think that it's all the chemicals that are been put into foods, into water, into everyday everyday things that we use, like toothpaste and all sorts of stuff. And like I said, call me conspiracy theorist. I don't care, but I honestly think that it has an effect on why this is happening to males, and this is all on purpose. On top of that, you have the alphabet community agenda, and if you're hooking up with people of the same body parts as you can't have a child. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, do you think I'm on to something? Do you guys think I'm like out there? Because I really don't think that I'm out there. I really don't. I think I'm pretty dang, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm pretty moderate, I'm pretty moderate when it comes to like, quote, conspiracy theories. So I don't know. That's my theory on why this is happening to men or young men now. Anyhow, let me continue reading on. In her research published in her book Countdown, she believes microplastics, see what I mean? See, I knew it. And pollutants are seeing babies unable to develop properly, causing an overall feminization of society. Bam. There it is, dude. Like I knew I wasn't out there thinking that way. And this has nothing to do with size. As long as it works, I think it's okay. I mean, but then again, man, sometimes I wish like if you guys are old enough to know who John Holmes is, man, Oh man, dude. Yeah, if you guys are old enough to know who John Holmes is, man. That was a very famous name back when I was a child with my peers, man. While penis size has weirdly often been a keen topic of conversation in locker room talk, the revelation is much more worrying than one would believe. Not only you see the reaction on that chick, dude. She's like, "That's all you got for me." You know, hey, probably when if I do the same thing with her, I'm like, "I'm sorry, but I'm not a shower. I'm a grower." That's all I got, man. I'm Asian. What do you want me to do? What do you think I am? Italian? Like a horse? I don't know, man. Not only are we being left with smaller penises, but sperm counts have dropped. That is true right there. That is true. I've read a lot of scientific articles about that. Sperm counts have dropped by more than 50% in Western countries in the past 40 or 50 years. That is true. Dr. Swan believes her findings show a global existential crisis. Yeah, I think it is a crisis. I guarantee it is a crisis. I mean, how are we supposed to like reproduce? Brewing and has pointed to the growing numbers of toxic chemicals such as what is that? Phthalates used for food packaging, which she alleges impact how certain hormones are produced. According to the Daily Star, she writes in her book, Chemicals in Our Environment. See, I knew I wasn't the only one who was thinking that way. Chemicals in our environment and unhealthy lifestyle practices in our modern world are disrupting our hormonal balance, causing various degrees of reproductive havoc. And you know, another thing that I think too is the shit that they're spraying up in the air, up in the sky, man. How do we know that what they're spraying is not having an effect on that too? Everything that's surrounded by us has an effect on our bodies, man. Everything. Because our bodies consume things even through our skin pores. So hell yeah, dude, I am a big believer in all this stuff that's going on. Because it's definitely affecting. It's definitely making an effect on the males. It really is. Babies are now entering the world already contaminated with chemicals because the substances they absorb in the womb. That is true. Lab rats that have been exposed to phthalates have seen their male babies born with smaller reproductive organs. Well, at least they're rats, man. You know, the rats, the female rats are not going to judge. The female rats are not going to judge, man. They're not going to make that same face that one chick was making up in that picture up there. These chemicals struggle to break down in the environment or the human body, meaning they get built up over time and have a massive impact on a baby's development. Dr. Swan has gone as far as claiming humans are an endangered species. We could be. We definitely could be. Especially with the whole alphabet community thing. I mean, how can we go on if people won't be reproducing? You know what I'm saying? She writes that there are 5 factors that can see a species defined as endangered, with the current state of affairs for humans meeting at least 3. Well, in more penis-related news, a recent study conducted by Online Pharmacy from Mars used Google data from 86 countries to conduct a study determining the largest and smallest average penis sizes in the world. Well, there you go, ladies. If you want the biggest ones, you got to go to Ecuador. And it's funny how they use bananas, because a lot of the bananas come from Ecuador too. Oh, so next time you go to a grocery store and you see where your bananas come from, and you see it comes from Ecuador, well, you get the big bananas from Ecuador. Oh my goodness, man. Look at that, man. The top 10. We got number 1 Ecuador, number 2 the Cameroon, number 3 Bolivia. Man, South America is where it's at, guys. Number 4 is Sudan. 5 is Haiti. 6 is Senegal. 7 Gambia. 7 Cuba. I've heard about Cubans. I've heard about Cubans, man. It was one of my friends told me about it because he one of my friends competed judo internationally. Like he made the Olympic team back in 96, 92, 96, and he would travel to Japan to go train because that's where the top class judo players go to train. And he was telling me that after they train and they go he was telling me, man, the Cubans are freaking hung low, dude. Like, why would you tell me that, man? Oh, there's a little hope there. You got a European country there. Netherlands came in number 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Netherlands came in number 9. Look at that. Zambia is number 10. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's not U.S. That's for sure. But a lot of them, dude. So Ecuador is there. Bolivia is there. Okay, everything. Cuba would probably be considered part of South America. I don't know. But then you got the African countries too, like Cameroon, Sudan. Haiti would be part of no, that's more on it's an island. You got Senegal, Gambia, and Zambia. Yeah, Africa. I mean, that's a given, man. It's a given. All right. Pharmacist Navin Khosla, who reviewed the study, said whether people are concerned about the size or the shape or any other aspect for the matter, most of us have wondered at some point or another whether ours is big enough. Hey, man, even though I'm not part of that list right there, not even close, hey, dude, I get mine, and it works fine, and I produce 2 kids out of it. He added, penis size can have a massive impact on confidence and self-image. I mean, at this point, man, being married for more than 20 years, I don't care, man. I don't care anymore, man. According to the study, men in Ecuador are the most well-endowed with an average penis size of 6.93. Man, you remember? Can you imagine the person who was measuring that? 6.93 inches when erect. This makes the measurement more than 10% of the average height. Of course, there can't be a biggest without a smallest. The study found that why is it got to be an Asian country, man? The study found that Cambodians have the smallest penis size when erect, coming in at just 3.95 inches long. Well, I'm not from Cambodia, that's for sure. I ain't Cambodian, so at least I don't have to worry that I have the smallest one. Hope you guys enjoyed this article. I saw the headliner and I was like, oh, I got to share this one. I got to share this one, man. This is going to be a good one for my crowd to listen to today. Let's go back to the bar, guys. All right. All right, let me see. Let me go to the chat here real quick. Saw the chat thing moving. Let's see here. Give me a minute, guys. I had to pause the chat thing because it was moving. It's Ammo asking me, do you eat them or just use for flavor? Both. But well, actually, it's more of, I like to eat the maraschino cherries. I really do. They're good. They're good. As far as the sweetness, I mean, it doesn't really put any. It's a garnish. Like, it makes the drink look nicer. And if you got a sweet tooth like I do, then hey man, you can't complain about them. But I'll tell you what, I should have put a maraschino cherry with this thing, because the maraschino cherry would go great with the cocktail that I got today. It will go great with it. Man, I want some more of that. Let's see. Casual says no comments. Guys, even if I was from Ecuador, I'm not gonna be like, yeah. So much comedy with Miss Swan. Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's a doctor, that's part of her job. She has to know. It's Amel says it's probably all the chemicals and hormone. No, and I'm glad that I'm not the only one who's thinking about that. Golden Chris is holding back. Subpack says, sorry ladies, but mine grows and shrinks, but with a name like Swan, what could go wrong? Golden Chris says he's dipping under the water swanning. Casual says manhood is hereditary. Article writer must have interviewed reptile aliens. Well, then I guess they must be all in Ecuador. Only jokes may not be good, but shooting. My nephew has 18, has no social media, and isn't interested. Yeah, and if you're referring to the younger generation that I was talking about with my son when he was in high school, it's weird, man. It's kind of weird because, and I'm not calling him weird or anything like that. It's just, who knows? And I think outside stuff has to do with that too. Like the chemicals that that our body is always inundated with on a daily basis. I think part of that is part of it too. Yeah, see, I know I'm not the only one thinking that way. Casual is saying the same thing too. The medication, yep. The plastics, that's right. Subpack says we couldn't drive at 12 in Idaho back then, only during the day though. Man, I drove, man, and I learned how to drive with stick shift first. I remember it was a freaking Nissan Sentra. It was my dad's car. He taught me how to drive a freaking stick shift because that's what he drove. I mean, that's the only, like, one of the. So there's a couple of positive things I remember about my father when I was young, when my parents were split apart. Like, he taught me how to drive. We played basketball. That's about it. Not really much after that. Estrogen. Well, there's a lot of soy in a lot of food too. There is a lot of soy in a lot of food. And that messes with a man's hormone. Men should not eat or drink soy full of estrogen. That's right. But like I said, I think a lot of products out there have a lot of soy too. More products than we think we know. Sometimes they probably wouldn't even disclose that. Why do you think soy is like one of the biggest crops here in America? Friend put teenage son on Accutane. Oh yeah, for acne, for bad acne. Now in 30s, shooting blanks. Ah man, that's sad. That is sad. And to be honest, acne was a good sign of you having more than enough hormones. Is there something about vagina death? I don't know. I didn't find any. I didn't find any, man. Once the doctor told me, sometimes that is not true. Your doctor lies. Well, for me, I know mine works, and that's that. I may not be a John Holmes, but I tell you what, man, my stuff works. It's not broken. And when it comes to the sperm count, I think right now I'm good on the sperm count part, because I don't have to have another. I think I'm done with having children right now. I really think I am. I'm going to be 46 this year. So no, I'm done with the children. So as far as like the sperm count goes, yeah, I'm not too worried about that part. All right. Let me take you guys to the last article of the night. This one is a head scratcher. Here we go. This one comes from Breitbart.com. Breitbart.com. It was published in June 20th of this year. Written by Peter Cattle. Article reads, Transgender Ideology. Male blood donor rejected after refusing to answer if he was pregnant. Well, isn't that like a no-brainer? Men can't get pregnant. Men can't get pregnant, so why even bother? I would be looking at that thing. I would be looking at the questionnaire and say and ask the person, is this a joke? I mean, is this a real freaking questionnaire? I don't know. I have no idea. Hey, what's going on, Whiskey Blue? Well, we're just having this is news. Unfortunately, Mr. C is not with us tonight. He is still trying to recover from being sick. He was being a trooper, and he had his show earlier, but props to him, man. He's a hard worker. Mr. C is a very hard worker, and the guy needs more credit than what's due. He needs more credit for what he does. He works his ass off. He does. Big props to him, man. And I'm always going to give my brother big props because, although there are certain things that he and I don't agree with, I love the guy like my brother, man. And he works hard in what he does. And he does his job well. So, we gotta support our guy there. He's our America First reporter for Foxhole, man. We gotta give the guy, we gotta boost him up because he digs and he makes his presentation to you guys, and it's not easy, it's not easy, but he works hard. So big ups to you, Mr. C. Put that on the record so you can hear that on replay. And I'm not just kissing your butt. I'm saying that because it's true. All right, let's read on. A man who habitually donates blood has had his donation refused after he failed to indicate on a transgender ideology inspired official form, obviously, whether or not he was pregnant. Dude, this is stupid, man. I mean, at this point, if I don't know, man. The times we're living in now, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of all this foolery, dude. I really the only thing that I like about the foolery is that it gives me content to do the shows on Wednesday. But in real life, it really, like today, when I was listening to I was listening to a story about the basketball player that got caught with bringing some hash into Russia. Remember that? You know what I'm talking about. And how people are saying that, Putin is just a bigot. He doesn't like transgender people and all this stuff, and because she's black, and I'm thinking to myself, she committed a crime, dude. Like, when you commit a crime and get caught, like, you got to do the time. It's just like what Sammy Davis Jr. said on the theme song to Beretta. Don't do the crime if you ain't got the time. You know what I mean? Don't do the crime if you ain't got the time. Where have we gotten to where people don't take responsibilities for their actions anymore? Whatever happened to that? What happened to that simple concept of taking responsibility for your F-ups? In my prior job, there were many times I messed up a lot, and I owned it. I owned everything that I messed up myself. Was I embarrassed? Yeah, I was embarrassed, but you know what? You move on after that. You move on after that. So, I don't know. Let's see. Britain's socialized healthcare service is reported as refusing a blood donation over the fact that the potential donor, a male in his 60s, refused to say whether he was pregnant. Well, because he probably looked at that questionnaire and said, is this a real questionnaire? I mean, am I donating blood to a legit place? That's what's probably popping up in his mind. He was questioning the place that he was at. So he left it blank, thinking, you know what? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. How old's the guy? 60? In his 60s. He ain't got time to play that kind of game, dude. I mean, I'm only 45, and I have no time to play these games because I know, men are men and women are women. What the hell, dude? Really? Men can't give birth. I mean, it's the obvious, dude. All right, let me read on. Reportedly arising out of the transgenderism-inspired push to promote inclusiveness. So, is the definition of inclusiveness also stupidity? Because men can't have babies. Men don't have wombs. Men don't have ovaries. Men don't have eggs. I don't know, man. Why does the obvious need to be stated? Why do we have to state the obvious? Why? Well, why is... I don't know, man. Am I the only one that has the feeling sometimes that I'm losing my shit? I can't be the only one out there thinking that I'm about to lose my shit, man, because this has gone out of hand with the alphabet community. It's gone so far out there. It's just gone so far. And then and then having to see a lot of these other people on TV, like, video clips, because I don't watch TV, but having to see these video clips of these talk show hosts, like, agreeing with all this shit, it blows my mind, man. It blows my mind. All right, man. The rejection is only the latest incident related to militant trans ideology to hit the media in the UK and Ireland. According to a report by the Daily Mail, Leslie Sinclair was turned away by staff at a clinic in Scotland after failing to indicate whether he was either pregnant or had been pregnant within the last 6 months. Screw it, dude. Just don't donate your blood anymore. Just don't. Just keep it to yourself, dude. I mean, do you really want to share? I don't know, man. I shouldn't say anything like that because I'm trying to be a better person too. But when it becomes this ridiculous, like, you kind of feel like you're alone now. I feel like I'm alone thinking in a common sense way. I think I get the feeling that I'm alone a lot of the times. I really do. Am I the only one do you guys ever feel like that? Because sometimes I feel like I'm alone in this. Like, maybe, I'm thinking, is this, I don't want to say, is this the new norm? Because it's not the new norm. It's, I know exactly where this is headed to. It's the destruction of mankind. It's the destruction of the human race. But sometimes I get the feeling like I'm alone sometimes, Let's see. I pointed out to the staff that it was impossible for me to be, see, common sense, to be in that position, but I was told that I would need to answer, otherwise I couldn't give blood. Well, shit, I would be like, peace, see ya. I don't need to give you my blood. The 66-year-old told the publication, "It is nonsensical and it makes me angry because there are vulnerable people waiting for blood, including children and in desperate need for help. He continued. But they've been denied my blood. Been denied my blood because the obligation to answer a question that can't possibly be answered. Of course it can be answered. Just say hell no, dude. No. I would be like, do you think I can get pregnant? What do you think? I wonder if that's a doctor's office too. Like, I would say, can I see the doctor? Why don't we ask the doctor? So, as a public body, we take cognizance of changes in society around how such questions may be asked without discrimination and have a duty to promote inclusiveness. Therefore, all donors are now asked the same question. Organized director Mark Turner said, "Oh, nice spin. Nice spin there, dude. Nice spin." Oh, Breitbart London says here, rights of transgender rapists being prioritized over women and victims report. That doesn't surprise me, man. That really does not. There've been a few sex offender inmates that were housed in with females because they claimed to be women, and he got them pregnant because of the laws in California. So I'm not surprised. Rights of transgender rapists being prioritized over victims report. The rights of transgender individuals convicted of rape are you see the stupidity here. They're convicted of rape. They're convicted. That means they were found guilty and now they're in prison. Prioritized over women victims of sexual assault, a report has claimed. Sinclair's bizarre experience with Scotland's blood service is only the most recent example of trans ideology causing chaos within the UK and Ireland. You guys need to drink more whiskey out there, man. Maybe that's what would make you more sane. I don't know. The major stories emerging in both countries in recent weeks in relation to militants pushing to have their way on the matter. For example, a report that examined the effect transgenderism is having on the UK's justice system recently found that the rights and safety of transgender rapists are being put ahead of victims of sexual assault. Okay. We're in an upside down society now. And, like I said before, it was like this in the days of old, right before bad things happened. It was like this in the days of old, right before bad things happened. So take this as a sign, people. Take this as a sign. And I don't necessarily think it's bad things that are going to happen. I would call it a cleansing, I guess you can say. Flush out the bad, I don't know. However you want to word it. But I really don't think that bad things are to come. I think bad things are to come for those who have defiled God's way. According to the document, the country's prison service in particular is putting women in danger by recognizing biological males as women, even if and when they still have male genitalia. That's of course that's dangerous because they're gonna rape. It's a free for all, dude. It's like a how do you say? It's like a buffet line. You get to sexually assault all these females when you're the only male in there, especially if you're convicted as a freaking sex offender. This is crazy, man. This is absolutely crazy. But like I said, it was like this in the days of old. When you start to see things like this, you know that we're very close to, major things happening. I'm not gonna say bad things. I would just say major things happening. Okay? Major difficult things happening. Where was I? Even forcing the fellow female inmates to use said male's preferred pronouns under the threat of having their prison sentences. Are you serious, dude? So if you accidentally call some dude a dude instead of a chick, then that person will get their time extended. Dude, this is crazy. Crazy. This is crazy, man. The safety of female prisoners is being put at risk. And these people, like especially liberals, they like to advocate for transgender women, but how about regular women? And here's the biggest thing that blows my mind. These are actual liberal women who advocate for these trans women. I don't know, man. It gets so confusing, man, and it gets frustrating. It really does. Where was I? The safety of female prisoners is being put at risk and their dignity and privacy undermined by being incarcerated with biological males, some of whom are known sex offenders, the report read. The Ministry of Justice acknowledges that this is causing high levels of fear and anxiety to women who are often already traumatized by their experiences of sexual assault and domestic abuse. Yet the wish of trans-identifying males to be placed in the women's estate is given priority. It continued. Meanwhile, in Ireland, pro-transgenderism militants have been attacking the country's state-owned broadcaster after a radio show broadcasts by the company enabled open discussion for transgender ideology. Critics of the open discussion, which included a father phoning into the show to describe how his lesbian daughter was labeled transphobic for not dating a male who identified as a woman. See, and this is where it gets twisted, dude. I mean, seriously, why go through all that trouble and make all these changes for yourself when you could just be who you are? Just be who you are, man. Whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to be yourself? Whatever happened to that? What? And I know I brought this up with my co-host, Mr. C, a few weeks ago about how why is it that people have to make themselves look like they're sophisticated? Why? Maybe the simplest thing in life is the best. I don't get it. Why? Because you want to seem special. Dude, you idiot. You're already special. Like, there's no other you out there. Just be you. Just be you. With your flaws and with your positives too. Just be you. Oh boy. Where was I? Was slammed and triggered by state-sponsored parade organizer Dublin Pride. Wait, hold on. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Dublin Pride is both angered and disappointed by the recent unacceptable, triggering, and extremely harmful anti-trans discussions, pardon me, that have been giving a platform on Joe Duffy's live line on RTE Radio 1. A statement from the organization previously read. The public debate was also criticized by the country's minister, for children, who made the statement that transgender ideology shouldn't be debated quite so vigorously. Once again, this article comes from Breitbart, was published in June 20th of this year by Peter Cattle. Let me take you guys back to the bar. Okay. All right, let me go back here to the chats real quick before I let you guys go. Chat here a little bit. Talk about talk about this, talk about that, and let you guys go. Let's see. Whiskey Blue says everything is Putin's fault. It sure is, man. Casual G says that was Sammy Davis. Yeah, it sure was Sammy Davis Jr. Take a listen to it again. If you ever get a chance, listen to it. It's him. It's Sammy Davis Jr. Yeah, freaking Putin. Yep, that's right. Whiskey Blue, Beretta, way back machine. That was before my time. It's just that I knew of the show. I believe that was in the 70s, if I'm not mistaken. It could be the early. I mean, it wasn't necessarily that way before me, but I definitely remembered it a little bit. Golden Crisp says my bicycle gas prices are outstanding. Well, considering the prices of food, because you got to eat to pedal the bike. So yeah, I think it doesn't matter if you're filling up with gas from the gas station or if you're filling yourself up. Either way, we're gonna feel the prices of whatever fuel that we're consuming, whether it's for the car or whether it's for ourselves. Let's see. Casual says, what was his pet cockatoo name? I don't know. I forgot. You pregnant? You PMS? I don't know, man. You need a tampon? Imagine asking that to the 60-some-year-old dude. Do you want a tampon? I'll be like, yeah, I'll shove that tampon up your you know what. Whiskey says, up is down, left is right, bad is good in libtard bizarro world. But, unfortunately, it's affecting our world, too. It's affecting our world. play into it. It's Animal says, weird thing is my dog was barking like crazy before it happened. That must be a discussion about something else. He's swallowing Marshino's right meow. You're not the only one. What did your what? Man, we're talking about that stuff now, huh? Am I the only female with jokes? No, I got jokes too. I mean, sometimes, it just depends on the mood. I mean, reading all this stuff could be a joke, and this is the reason why I call this show This Is News with a question mark, because these are things that shouldn't even be discussed. Like, in a common sense world, you shouldn't even have these discussions because we already know what's what, right? But because of how things have shifted in this world, it produced a show called This Is News. I don't know. Let's see. Transgender ideology gives me erectile dysfunction. Just saying. You and me both, my friend. What the hell? Comedy, bring it. Just getting started. Bring it. Been driving finally. Cool, Subpack. I'm glad you drove. I hope you're driving safe, man. Hope you weren't texting and driving, typing all that stuff while driving. You probably were. You better be careful, man. Golden says, I am a lesbian that hates gay people. Start. It's Animal says, why do you hate them? Oh, we're doing here. I can't read this stuff because I'm gonna get kicked off of the other platforms, man. Okay. Well, I think that's all I'm gonna read from there. Anyhow, I'm done with this. Cocktail, man. It was a good cocktail. If you guys weren't here earlier, I made a cocktail named Latin Lover, and it's equal parts of two liquors. One of it is gold rum and coffee liqueur. Man, this stuff is good. It is good. It's like a very sweet iced coffee, cold brew. So anyhow, let me drop the link right there again for my link tree. I'm on Truth Social now, so if you guys can give me a follow there, here, there, and everywhere else I'm at, it'll be greatly appreciated because it helps the bar grow. And I've been saying this for months and months and months. My numbers are still on the single digits. So it'll be highly appreciated if you guys can hook me up with some follows there. Just so we can, I don't know, man. It's up to you. It's up to you if you want to follow me. I'm not trying to force you guys. So yeah, my link tree is there. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, CloutHub, Gab, Twitter, Truth Social. Also on BitChute, YouTube, Rumble, Anchor.fm. I really want to. I've started my recorded content. So if you guys are interested in like research stuff, I've currently done the research on Ignatius of Loyola. He is the founder of the Jesuit order. So if that's your type of thing, I started 2 Tuesdays ago, and I released it. And my newest one just came out yesterday. And then I'm gonna be paving the way to the beginning of the Jesuit order as well. So if that's something you're into, check it out. It's free. It's at Anchor.fm under the Speak Uneasy. So come check it out. It gets pretty deep. It gets pretty deep when it comes to that kind of research. And I think God has kind of directed me to do that stuff to expose things, and also not only to spread his word, but also to kind of like expose things that people don't really know about. And I think I'm also going to be doing a research on the Protestants too, man. Because a lot of them, the early ones, they gave a lot of blood, and they worked hard to get the Holy Bible out, because the Holy Bible was not even, it was hidden from people for years and years and years. But a very small group of men, they fought tooth and nail, man, to get the truth out. And it's only fair to pay them homage for all the great work that they've done, in order for us to find, in order for people like me to seek what the true truth that I should be seeking is. I used to be into the whole truth seeking thing with the movement and patriotism and all that stuff, our country, love for country. But I think I've grown. I think I've grown to where my search for truth has been redirected into something bigger than what this country is about. So that's my journey, which is why I have a show called My Journey with God every Monday. I really highly recommend people to come over on Mondays too, especially because this whole truth seeking thing with the politicians and everything, it gets to a point where you just get frustrated, and you get, there's truth out there, but maybe the truth that you're seeking is not the truth that you should be seeking. Maybe the truth that you should be seeking is something that makes you better, and for me, my journey with God makes me better. I was never like this before, and neither did I care about a lot of people back then. But ever since I started this journey, like, things about me, things in my life have changed. The way I treat people have changed. The way I look at things have changed. And I'm trying to get people to come with me so that they can make that change for the better for themselves, and also know that there is God, who, in my, as far as I know, he's the truth. So, oh man. Anyhow, the bar will maybe be open this Sunday. No promises. I may have a gig. I don't know yet. But if you guys follow me on the social medias, like I asked you to, you would know that I'll be posting things up there every so often about the show schedule, my daily random reads. I'm not on there to get famous or anything like that, or popular, whatever, because I don't think this show is ever going to be popular like some of the other shows that are here. I'm a small show compared to a lot of people here. So yeah, I mean, I use the social media outlets for what the purpose is. It's to inform the people who listen to me what's going on with the show, like what time am I going to be on, when I'm going to be on, and also to share my random read stuff, because I feel that sharing my daily random reads, I think that somebody may benefit from that, because the way I look at my daily random reads is a means of God talking to me, giving me a message. And when I share that, maybe he may be talking to you, telling you something that he's not telling me, but the message is directed to you. So please give me a follow. It's not that difficult. You just click on the freaking link, it just takes a bunch of clicking, man. It's all that it does. Anyhow, let me go here to the thing real quick. It's Amel. Thank you so much for the can. Thank you so much first of all, thank you for coming here on a regular basis, man. I'm glad that you feel welcome to come in, and I'm glad to have you here. And also, thank you so much for gifting the can. It means a lot to me, and it also means a lot to this show when somebody financially helps us here. It does, because it helps out a lot. It really does. No matter how little, no matter how large, it helps. So thank you so much. It's Ammo. Great show, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm glad I'm able to hold this on my own. Although my counterpart is sick, I will pray for him. I will pray for him like I always do. Man, I tell you, it sucks to be sick. And, man, it seems like he's, I hope everything's okay with him. I really do, because I've noticed that he's been getting sick a lot, and I just hope everything's okay with him, because I care about the guy, I care about, he's like a brother to me. He really is. Let's see. You're talking about White Russians, man. That's racist. White Russians are cool. They're cool. I like to use them with coffee creamers, though. The flavored ones. All right. Let's see. Everybody's discussing here. Cool. All right. Well, that's all I got for tonight, guys. And I really appreciate you guys coming by at the bar. Like I said, the bar will be open again, maybe Sunday, 12 p.m. Central Time. Like I said, follow me on the social medias, because that's where I put my updates on when I'll be on. I think I'll be on Sunday. I really don't know. But I'm leaning more towards I probably will be on Sunday. And then I'll be on again Monday night, 10 p.m. Central Time for my journey with God. And like I said, I encourage people to come. I think a lot of people, I got good feedback from the last episode, because I shared a sermon that was very powerful. And even to this day, when I still listen to it every once in a while, it humbles me. So I think I got a little bit of, I think it was a good show last Monday. But yeah, I'm on every Monday, Wednesdays, and Sundays. And I'm also doing my recorded content, which I push out every Tuesdays. And like I said, check it out. It's on anchor.fm under the Speak Uneasy. If you're into the whole research stuff about certain types of subjects, you know me. I'm going to be doing the thing with anything that's tied in with God, I'm doing. So that's what God has impressed me to do, and I'm going to do it, because who am I to say no to God, man? Like I want to make it to heaven, dude. Team God. Yay. Anyhow, thank you so much, everybody, for coming by. Really appreciate it. Always remember to be kind to one another. And if an opportunity ever presents itself to pick somebody up, please do so. We've all been through something in our life where we needed somebody to pick us up. And it always felt good when somebody cared enough to extend their hand to us and pick us up. It's a life-changing thing when you see people care about you and pull you up. You guys know that feeling. So please share the same thing. Because look, at the rate at the rate this country is going right now, we don't have much time, and all we got is each other. The government don't care about us. People who work in the government don't care about us. We have to take care of each other, which is why I always say to pick each other up. Anyhow, with all that being said,
The bar is now closed.
I can't help but wonder if I'm under a spell. It's more than a passing notion. I've never fallen with such devotion. I can't help but wonder if it's only a dream. Am I naive or can I believe that things are really as they seem? Can anyone explain it? How to understand what's true? I know I just can't tame it. Whenever I'm with you, I can't help but wonder if you wonder about me. 'Cause lately I can't help but wonder how wonderful this might be. Can anyone explain it? How to understand what's true? I know I just can't take it. Whenever I'm with you, but wonder if you wonder about me. 'Cause lately I can't help but wonder how wonderful this might be. 'Cause lately I can't help